a weird amalgamation of like horse slash hyena skull and person face, and this head sort of propelled along on sort of the upper like remains of a torso, follows along after the arm, and he's gonna give you the old chomperino, Scott. Ooh.
Oh no.
I don't like all
Well,
the
the good news is that paralyzation is not going to be relevant.
Hi. Hello, everybody. Welcome to session 2 of The Depths, my modern-day Dungeon Crawl Classics campaign. Dungeon Crawl Classic character funnel, where a bunch of 0th level average schmo Joes are pushed at the end of a pitchfork into circumstances which they do not understand and cannot control, and maybe some of them will live if they're very lucky. Introductions, please, just for people who perhaps are new. Let's start with Jax.
My name is Tristan. I also go by various Jax-related things. I'm currently playing Maxwell Boyd, who is a post office worker, as well as Jasper Snyder, who is an art student. There was also Ruben Gillespie, who I will point out died in the first roll of the game. I'd say you love to see it, but I sure don't.
I mean, that was some solid GMing on Tom's part.
Mm-hmm.
I approve.
All right. Zeus, you're up. Who the hell are you?
Hey, I'm Zeus. A pickled cucumber on Twitch. I also do that stuff. And I've got the only character I have left, which rightfully being the only person to fit more text into the box, it seemed Dave has included my character's occupation. Philip Jones, who is a daycare attendant. He has out-survived both Cassius Brampton and Whitney Bell Mason. My least favorite of the three.
Hey man, those mummies don't know which one you want to live, all right?
I know.
Listen, the mind flayers don't know the mind flayers don't know what level you are, and the mummies don't know which character you want to get out of the character funnel. These are the rules I live by. All right, Dylan, you're up.
Hi, I'm Dylan. I don't. I have a Twitch account, but I'm not giving away the name. You got to pay for that privilege, and all my characters are still alive because I'm really good at D&D.
In that you had 2 of your 3 characters evacuate the scenario as fast as possible.
Yeah, I had 2 of my 3 characters go try to find a way to help.
Classic blunder.
And so far, they've broken a window. That's it. That's how
who
you
do
play
you have-
D&D, I think.
Who do you still have in the belly of the beast currently?
Just Jenny the Drill.
Paul, you're up.
Hi, I'm Paul. I don't stream Twitch or anything else. I am an old friend of Tom's, and I am enjoying being here. I am playing Aldrich, and Nigel is a landscaper who came to what he thought was a rock show and ended up sorely out and underground. Nigel did his best to help everybody last round until he was arrested by the police. And Carlton died bravely fighting mummies and screaming Kapla.
It's how I plan on going.
That was a good reference.
Paul, you're up.
Hi, I am the aforementioned Paul, only here because I live closest to Tom. I'm currently playing Faust, who is a barista, Maggie Coughlin, and her brother Scott Coughlin, who both mechanically and metaphysically has no personality.
All right. Deadeye, who are you?
Hi, I'm Deadeye. I stream on Twitch, but you have to, like Dylan, you have to pay for that name. I'm playing Lionel, or Lionel died actually on the first roll too. Bashed his head against a rock, poor guy. I'm playing Freddy, who is a foundry worker who has so far killed 2 Revolutionary War zombies with a rock. And I'm playing Arthur, who is a timid mailman who is trying to make sense of the situation while clutching a musket.
So, when we last left our heroes, you had you'd been exploring the sort of this subterranean complex underneath the Anti-Masonic Lodge, the venue where you were watching a hardcore show before a mysterious device malfunctioned due to this building's shoddy wiring, which had some sort of strange effect on your psychologies, and it punched a big hole through the floor. And now you are trying to find your way out of the dungeon that you sort of tumbled into, back to safety and freedom. The last thing that had happened is, I believe, these big coolers, these big like garage coolers that they had. Obviously, the power is out in the building right now, so they've been thawing, and one of them had opened up. So that's we're gonna pick back up. So the top of the lid of this cooler flaps open. Sort of sprays water everywhere, this defrosting cooler. And then this sort of rubbery black, almost like latex, sort of like arm with these long fingernails puts a hand up on the edge of the cooler. And then it sort of gives a little pull up, and this sort of cheap styrofoam cooler, right? You know the ones, like a sort of a cheapo styrofoam cooler. And it's been like duct taped a couple of times around to duct tape close. But there's just a little bit of a crevasse where something has gotten a little bit of an arm out of the seam, out between, the body and the lid of the styrofoam cooler. And it sort of pulls itself over the lip of the cooler and thwumps of the big, chest freezer, and flumps itself onto the floor of this room.
Upsetting.
So is it friendly or?
Are we
I
rolling
shake its hand.
initiative, or?
It sort of spins itself around a little bit, and then it sort of like it's like patting it's like patting the outside of of its little styrofoam cooler until it finds a spot where it just starts to dig in. Has anyone got that like thing?
Does anyone want to cut its arm off?
Does anybody got that thing where you hear you hear the sound of like squeaking styrofoam and it like freaks you out? Because if so, you're getting a lot of that, because it's sort of using its fingers to try and dig into the styrofoam a little bit, just trying to get something going on there.
I hate that sound.
Does someone want to cut that thing's arm off?
I'm not. Where is this? It's in this room here.
Yeah, it's actually in this room. It's not in the armory room, the workshop. It's in the room you were in before.
Oh, well, let's just close the doors.
Let me put the token down for it.
We're gonna run out of doors to close.
Yeah. I mean,
this is true.
we have lots of barricading we can do.
Would anyone be mad if I just started shooting it?
No.
Cool. Scott shoots just straight at the styrofoam cooler part.
Yeah.
Attempting center of mass.
Sure. Make an attack roll. Yeah, there was a locker of firearms.
Oh,
in
that's
the
right.
armory room.
Was there a pistol left? Did I recall?
There were a few guns left. I don't remember exactly how many there were, but I had taken 2 pistols and a rifle.
I want to say there were 3 pistols. 2 rifles.
I could have sworn that I had a macro.
I have it here. There were 3 rifles and 2 pistols.
All right. If there is a rifle remaining, I think Maxwell's going to try and snag it.
If anyone's looking, if you guys are looking for melee weapons, Aldrich is set on melee weapons, but there is a power tool here as well.
Yeah, there's a power drill in there. There's like a battery operated power drill. There's also just like big ass fucking wrenches and shit.
Ooh, wrench is tempting. No, I think Maxwell is gonna snag our rifle. He used to do sport shooting back in college.
I think Phil will grab a pistol if he can.
All right. What's the AC on old Godelvive?
Was there ammunition or just whatever is in the gun? And if so, is this a breech load rifle?
No, this is yeah, I will say that this is a bolt action single shot rifle. And there is some ammunition. Roll a D6, will you?
1 bullet.
Well, I've got good news. It seems like someone was very sloppy in their maintenance of this weapon because they clearly meant to have it unloaded, but they forgot about the one in the chamber. Fired this, what by all rights should have been an unloaded gun, but 12 hits. You hit this side of the cooler, and there's like a yelp, almost like a combination of like a dog's like yelp and also like a cat screech. And you see that it's actually picked away at this styrofoam enough that what it's done is it's sort of made a hole around its eye just so they can like see what's going on. And you see that there's just this like big sort of white eye with a tiny little red iris pupil thing. But you hit it. You definitely hit it, and it definitely feels something. The whole thing like jumps up a little bit, and then it just starts to try and pull itself away from you. Like it's like, it also maybe sounds like it's saying stuff, but it's like muffled, and there's the horrible scraping. Does your character speak Dutch?
No.
Yeah, it's saying maybe something in another language, but you don't know what it's saying. But it's trying to scamper the hell away.
We can't let it. That's what we barricaded. Scott's gonna try and run at it and just jump on it.
Well, that's all right. If we're in something that seems sort of akin to combat, we should. So I guess with this many people, what I'm going to say is like, whose characters would be like engaged in this combat? You know what I mean? Like
Jenny probably only like just heard the commotion if she's in this library area thing.
There was the gunshot.
Well, yeah, so she just heard the commotion as someone fired a fucking gun and something else went ouch and started dragging itself across the floor. So I don't know that she would be participatory in the combat until after it's over.
Yeah, I think Phil would be there. He's like right at that doorway. He just is trying to help, do his best.
I'm gonna add a turn for Aldrak. I don't know that he'll participate in the actual combat, but he would like a turn on which to run away.
Fair.
By that logic, I'm gonna throw in one for my dudes.
So up first is the thing in the cooler. Recognizes that it's not going to be able to get out of this without a scrap, without a fracas. Hoedown, hootenanny. It's going to make an attack against which character is this who's running at it?
Scott.
Scott. All right, let's bonk him. Does a 9 hit Scott?
No.
All right. Well, it tries to get a grab on you. It tries to just grab you. You can definitely hear when you're up this close. It is definitely like shouting. It is definitely speaking, like shouting. It's in a language you don't understand, but it's very distinctly not just making weird hissing animal noises. It is actually talking. Up next is Aldrich. What are you doing?
So this door, if I recall correctly, is busted because I busted it open.
Yeah, that door. Yeah, you can open that door.
Yes, but I can't lock that door.
Yeah, that's true. You smashed the lock open with a big heavy rock.
So I'm gonna go up here and see if I can find a door that I can get through. They appear to be occupying this door. This door, as I recall, only locks from the right. It's a deadbolt.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go up here and see if I can't start working on getting a door open that will allow me to run further away.
Okay.
Aldrich
so this
did not sign up for killing things that crawl their way out of coolers. That's not something he agreed to.
All right. So you open the door, and there's a few things of interest in here. So there's a half a dozen stone plinths, sort of square stone plinths, each of which is topped with a glass case containing an object. Hard to tell. You're just taking in the room at a glance. In the center of this chamber, there is a huge metal sculpture. It is of, the sign of the symbol that you've seen a couple other places of the Anti-Masonic Lodge, is the Cerberus. So there's this huge statue, the sort of weird metal statue of a Cerberus in the middle of this room. surrounded by these stone plinths with artifacts on them.
Do any of those artifacts look like something that could be used either as a weapon or as... Does any of it look like it might be relevant to my current predicament?
Actually, yes. There is one that is it looks like a sort of an old school submachine gun.
Awesome. I'm going to run over, and my character probably doesn't know anything about guns, but he will run over, grab it, and say...
Unfortunately, it's under like a glass case.
Well, I do have a hammer.
Okay. So you're smashing the case?
Absolutely. And if it sets off an alarm, all the better. Maybe that'll bring humans.
Okay. So you smash... Let me just... Okay. So you smash the case, and you get this gun. And it does seem like it has a full clip. Very irresponsible gun storage, these guys. Just wantonly irresponsible.
Quite.
Just shameful. There's a sound immediately behind you, like a truck engine starting. And suddenly the air is just full of just exhaust smell.
Do I have any more actions?
You moved and you attacked, but I'll let you look for free.
Do I see anything obviously generating the smoke?
Yeah, you turn around and you know that big giant mechanical Cerberus. He seems like he's warming up a little bit.
Oh dear. Well, that's somewhat unexpected. Okay, I cannot exit this room this turn, so I guess I am done.
Freddy, what are you doing?
I see Scott going in. I see the thing attack him, so I'm gonna try to back him up. So I'm gonna run 30 feet this way, and I'm gonna try to hit him with this musket. 2.
With a 2, it skitters out of the way. You actually just sort of hit the cooler at like a weird angle, and it just spins around a bunch.
All right, that's gonna be it for me.
Yeah. All right, Scott, you're up.
All right. It's talking in a recognizably human language.
It does seem to be, yeah.
All right. Scott's a bro. He's gonna try and get between it and the barricaded door because that's his real concern. Is that this thing is gonna tear apart the barricade. And he's gonna put the rifle down. He's gonna be like, "Hey, buddy, sorry I shot you. What? How do you come back from that? I'm sorry I shot you." He's just gonna like try and hold his hands out like he's calming down an animal.
Okay.
And hope it doesn't hit back.
Hallmark might make a card for that.
So, hey, buddy, sorry I shot you.
If I could run to the store right now,
yeah,
and at the very least get like a bar mitzvah one and like cross out the occasion.
All right. All right. That's interesting. We'll see what happens on Godalviv's turn. Maxwell, you are up.
All right. So, I think so. You said that with that one rifle, there was one round of ammunition. Would I see any other like boxes around or anything, or would that be an action to look around for?
Yeah, if you want
sort of.
Yeah, so the ammo case, the cage, I'm imagining is like right here.
All right, because he would have been like right at the case because he grabbed one of the rifles.
Okay. Yeah, you can spend an action rummaging through the cage and seeing if you can find anything.
Would he still have his move as well, or would it just be turn is rummaging through case?
You still have your move. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
If
so
you started your turn there. Yeah.
Yeah, because he like the last thing he did was he heard stuff go down. He heard there were guns in this room. He would have ran and gotten one before combat.
All right, make a luck check.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Jinkies. Poor. Trained or untrained? Because luck check. Never mind.
Luck is its own weird beast.
Oh, that's a success though.
All right, you find 20. Were you looking? What type of ammunition were you looking?
Rifle.
Yeah, you find 20 rounds of rifle ammunition. It's in 4 like 5-round stripper clips, basically.
Wonderful. Here, I will put a note that he has 20 rounds of ammunition for a rifle.
Yeah.
And I can also be shared, and hopefully we'll get out of this and he can buy more later. Then, with now having ammunition to back himself up, he's going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Hoping to get... I think he was considering either of these 2 doors, but looking through this one, realizes, maybe it's not great, and I think his end goal will be this door.
All right, Jenny, you're up.
All right. She's hearing a lot of commotion coming from room with fridges and room with massive Cerberus, though I suppose she doesn't know what that is quite yet. Hearing commotion, she'll probably scoot over to the armory here. Then she'll scuttle into the room and she'll go find... I mean, no one took the power tool that was in here, from what I heard, right?
Yeah, there's a drill.
Then she'll grab the drill, such as her namesake suggests, and then whenever that's however much movement that takes, she'll just use the rest of it to go towards... I don't know. It feels weird to go stab a cooler, but yeah, she'll use the rest of it to go start moving towards the thing in the cooler, I think.
The cooler. Okay.
Jasper is a very concerned for his own being alive, and as such is going to, I think, use his action to dash and try and get up to this door.
Mm-hmm.
And then on people's next turns, he can... I'm assuming it would be the action to see if it's open or unlocked and try and open it.
Yeah.
All right.
If it ends up not being locked, then he'll be able to just open it on his turn.
Yeah.
But...
All right. So
Cool.
for now, he dashes, gets to the door.
All right, Phil.
All right. What do we got movement-wise here? Phil's going to move up to here, and he's going to attempt to... Seeing what... that's Scott, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna seeing him try to calm it down. I'm also gonna, take my daycare voice out and be like, "Hey, it's okay, buddy."
Okay, interesting. Can I get personality tests from both of the people trying to calm down the thing in the cooler?
I'm not even gonna try.
It didn't help.
Oh.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
that seems right.
All right. Oh, Christ. I'm so excited. When the cooler thing's turn, there is a moment where it seems like it's working. Where it's like, it says something that kind of almost sounds like recognizable English. I'm not going to try and do like a Dutch accent. But it's gonna say like I'm not gonna do a Dutch accent, but it just says something like, I'm sorry, I have to get out of here. I'm very hungry. Can you please just let me go?
No, because there's zombies that way. That's not a good way to go.
She says, you hear the sound, unmistakably you hear the sound of like sniffing coming from inside of the cooler. And she's like, "Oh, I'm very aware."
I'm like crying and I'm pulling my gun out and I'm like, "It's time, Lenny."
All right. But with the Biffaroni, she is gonna attack Scott just to try and like he's the moment of like lucidity sort of passes as hunger appears to overwhelm whatever this thing is, and it's going to give you the old claw. The claw. All right. But then the sort of the soggy fucking cooler erupts, and inside, sort of laid in there in a sort of a horrible remains of a roughly humanoid creature were like chopped up and just crammed into this cooler. And now it is sort of just like, it seems like it's still got some juice, but you see there's just sort of like a leg and there's part of a head, and the head, as you can see in the token, is like a weird amalgamation of like horse / a hyena skull and person face. And this head sort of propelled along on sort of the upper like remains of a torso, follows along after the arm, and he's going to give you the old chomperino, Scott. Ooh.
Oh no.
Well,
I don't like all
Well,
the
the
things.
good news is that paralyzation is not going to be relevant.
hey man, Scott's got a lot of hit points. Let me check. Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's 4 damage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Now, we treat hit points by absolute numbers, correct? So at -1, I'm still alive.
So because Scott had sort of gotten down in a squat, like a hey man, let's have a dialogue. Normally this creature would have only been able to reach your guts, but mercifully right now it basically like just grabs you right around the neck and just basically snaps your neck. It's got these huge, again, like hyena like bear like jaws, and it just fucking gives you the old death shake. Just like old Steve Irwin used to show us on the Discovery Channel. Just and you're fucking dead.
Rough stuff, my dude.
Yeah. And then that's its turn. Yeah. That's its turn. I guess it could still move, but it would take 2 opportunity attacks. It might risk it. Yeah, so this thing is going to sort of like this weird jigsaw, like, again, it's got like one good arm, one big part of an arm, one like bottom half of a leg, which is just fused to the side of a torso, and one like most of a hip joint attached to this partial torso, and it just sort of skitters its way across the floor. So it is withdrawing from combat, so the people who are adjacent do get to make their free attacks on it.
Gladly.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Fuck.
I don't even know if I have ammo, but I'm gonna try to take a shot anyways.
I assume a 6 doesn't hit.
Nah, 6 doesn't hit, 2 doesn't hit.
What about a 2?
A 2 also doesn't hit. So it's going to climb up onto this sort of like barricade, and it's going to sort of wedge the door open just enough to sort of slurp its way through, and then it's gonna sort of scamper its way over the barricade through the doors, and out of sight.
When you say through the doors, do you mean it pops the doors open, but without moving the barricade? Or do you mean that it like schlorps its way gelatinously around?
I think, no, it doesn't slurp its way gelatinously. It sort of just like pulls one of the corners of the doors and just sort of like pulls the corner apart a little bit. You know what I mean? Like it just tears apart one of the top corners of the door where the 2 doors meet until there's just enough room that it can sort of slickly rubber its way through.
So it's opened a hole in the door, but it's not a big enough hole for us to be worried about.
I mean, hard to say. It's also, hard
The zombies probably don't have enough wherewithal to get through something that small.
Certainly the zombies do not immediately sally through the porthole as though they were awaiting just such an opportunity. It might become a problem in the future. Speaking of the problems in the present, however, I gotta add this guy a fucking turn. Although I think right now he's still like spinning up. I think this round, we're out of combat right this moment, I'm gonna say.
It's loud. It's assaultive. It only looks like there's 4 people up there, but it sounds like there's a lot more. Definitely loud. That's what they've got going for them.